Hey everyone, wanted to take a few minutes to sort of follow up on the two poems that were featured in the week 8 discussion. Go ahead and look here. So I asked you to read The Rose That Grew from Concrete by Tupac and Dreams by Langston Hughes. And this really more, the questions for that discussion were really more of sort of a personal reaction rather than looking for the poetry like we had been doing with the song lyrics. But I just love these two poems together. And it's so funny how much they have in common in terms of theme and general concept. And yet, these men wrote decades apart. But both very influential figures during their time here. So we have The Rose That Grew from Concrete. And, I just love how this poem is basically a metaphor of overcoming adversity, right? Because a rose isn't supposed to be able to grow from concrete. It's a very harsh environment. It just doesn't seem like it would get what it needs to survive and thrive in that spot. And yet this particular rose proved us wrong, proved nature's law wrong, and learned to walk without having feet. And how the reason it was able to do that is because it held on to its dreams. And it's clearly a metaphor for perhaps himself or just others he knew, that, growing up where he grew up, that, it wasn't the best environment, not exactly nurturing or, providing him with what he needed to survive and thrive. And yet, those who hold fast to their dreams can rise above that and survive and thrive when no one thought it was possible and maybe no one even cared. And then we get this poem by Langston Hughes, which is also about dreams. It's called Dreams. It's not about a rose growing from concrete, but it is sort of this message, this thought line about dreams and how without them, it's basically like, what is life? What are we even here for if we don't have dreams, right? Hold fast to dreams, for if dreams die, life is a broken-winged bird that cannot fly. So the bird's not dead. The bird doesn't die without its dreams, but it can't fly. What kind of an existence is that for a bird if they can't fly? Hold fast to dreams, for when dreams go, life is a barren field frozen with snow. So again, a barren field is one that is not nurturing, one that is not thriving. There's no life in it. Frozen with snow also means that not only is it barren and without life, but it's also very cold and hard. And so what Hughes is telling us is that, if we let go of our dreams, it's not that we die, metaphorically even. Neither of these is really about anything that has died other than perhaps its spirit, right? Like a bird's spirit is probably pretty broken if it can't fly. And, metaphorically, the barren field that's all hard and frozen over with snow, there's probably not much joy and, exuberance of spirit in that situation either. And that's what happens to us if we let our dreams die, if we let them slip away, if we don't hold on to them. And Tupac shows us in his that that might actually be true, because the whole reason that the rose was able to grow from concrete is because it kept its dreams. And, it kept pushing forward no matter how hard it was. So I love these two, and I just love the there's something very uplifting and inspiring about both of them, even though the tone of both of them is not exactly joyful, but yet something to still be celebrated. It's a very interesting juxtaposition of theme and tone because they don't necessarily match up in either of these poems. But the general idea to walk away with is just how important dreams are and why it's so important that we continue to have dreams. And it's not saying necessarily that life becomes a barren field frozen with snow if we never achieve our dreams, because many of us won't. There will be plenty of us who have big dreams that won't really ever come to fruition. But we keep trying, and maybe, it's not like everybody only has one dream that they're striving towards, one goal that they're striving towards. We typically have numerous, right? And some of them are obviously much more realistic and attainable. And that's what kind of keeps us going is, achieving the smaller dreams throughout life. But many of us still have that big dream. And even if we don't ever really reach it, still having it there is what, helps keep us pushing forward. And that if you don't have any dreams, that then, what are you existing for? Why are you here? And even when our dreams change, it's not to say that you can't give up a dream if it's really not something you want anymore, right? But dreams that you still yearn for, don't let those go, right? Hold on to those so that you don't end up a rose that can't grow from concrete, or a bird that can't fly, or a field that's all hard and frozen over with no real life in it. So I hope that you, connected with one or both of them, and I hope that they were, inspiring to you to hold on to your dreams and to keep pushing forward, and that you never know when you might prove nature's law wrong, and you might be that rose from growing from concrete. Right? That's my wish for you. I hope you enjoyed them both. That's pretty much it. We could get into a lot of the other poetic elements, but at this point, we have done that with plenty of the song lyrics. We did it with the poetry unit. I wanted to sort of end with two poems that are beautiful in their poetic elements, but also really speaking to those of us who have big dreams and sometimes wonder if we should hang on to them. We should. Right? That's it. You guys can move on to the next item in the week.